let us jump into the world of Irish politics and in particular Sinn Féin. So we have the story of Michael McGonigal, and this is from RTE. So Sinn Féin Stormont leader Michelle O'Neill has said she was aghast when she learned two colleagues had provided job references for a former party press officer who was under investigation for offences against minors, we put it that way, right? So last week McGonigal pleaded guilty to these offences, so it's not speculation or it's not, there's guilt admitted, so he's awaiting a sentence. So we went to bbc.com. So Michelle O'Neill told reporters on Wednesday that she did not know that McMonigal was at the event in 2023 at Parliament buildings, attended by the British Heart Foundation to support organ donation. So, quote, she says, "I was not aware that Michael McMonigal was at that event. I am confident to say that I did not know anything about his whereabouts. I was there to support the campaign and the legislation." There's apparently a photo of that event with McMonigal on the left hand side there and Michelle O'Neill about 9 or 10 feet away from him. So make up your own mind whether you believe she was aware that he was there or not. And not only that, but after the charges that are put against him, I think he's now working with this foundation, with, I suppose, access to direct access to vulnerable children, right? But this isn't anything new with Sinn Féin. If you remember the Gerry Adams story with his brother and what he was up to and the protection and stuff that went on there, okay, so it's nothing really new there. So the interesting part of this, though, this is when you see the rats begin to devour each other, right, is Mary Lou McDonald's response. So the Sinn Féin leader suggested the very senior members of government parties, plural, have written character references for convicted animals, basically, right? So where are we now? So, speaking under parliamentary privilege, Deputy McDonald said that if the government wanted to schedule statements on child protection and safeguarding, that was, quote, in their gift. She warned, however, that, quote, the Taoiseach, the Taoiseach, the parties of government will also have to make clear what sanctions they've adopted in cases where very senior members of your parties have written character references for convicted Rs and abusers, right? I would be interested, she says, to hear what action you took. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We are looking at Mary Lou McDonald claiming that she has knowledge of elected officials writing references for some of the scummiest people, abusers, right? Violent abusers, some of the scummiest people imaginable, and she's claiming that she has knowledge, by what she's saying, that other parties have been doing the same thing as Sinn Féin have just done, which is give a reference to someone who's been at that. What's interesting about that, and I don't believe that this is the win that she probably thinks it is, because she's outed herself here. It's also indicative of what I believe, or how I believe this government runs itself. I believe that there's some heavily compromised individuals in there. Again, given the context of what's going on in the world and the high profile court cases and black books and lists and jets and islands and stuff that we're seeing continuously to be revealed over the last year or two. So what she's after saying here is that, number one, she has knowledge of other parties doing the same thing, and number two, she has demonstrated that she had no interest in revealing this to people until the finger was pointed at her for the very same thing. Make up your own mind on that. one line of thought could be that they all know. All parties are given references at the very least, given character references for people who are being investigated or convicted of some of the worst imaginable things. If this isn't just the cat coming out of the bag, then I don't know. I would imagine there's a lot more to be revealed about this. And get your pen and pads ready, because I think the next few months could be crazy. What did Cat Williams say? 2024, all lies will be revealed, kind of a thing, right? So this is fascinating stuff. These are the people you're dealing with. She's claiming she had prior knowledge, or she had knowledge of instances in the past where people have gone to bat and they've vouched for some of the scummiest people imaginable. But she didn't reveal that until it was revealed that her party have been doing the very same thing. Anyone voting for these people, this is what you're voting for.